Joining us now is Truist analyst Joel Fishbein, who's got a buy rating and the highest price target on the street, and Keybanc analyst Jackson Ader, one of a few analysts, with a neutral rating. That's as close as you get to a sell these days. Jackson, is too much near-term AI success priced into Microsoft stock, and what area of Microsoft has the most concerning exposure for you? Is it the premium add to Office or somewhere else?
Yeah, thanks for having us on, John. It's good to be here. I think if we think about the near-term risks, it's really just a mismatch in just how much money they're spending on AI CapEx versus how much money they're actually able to monetize on the application side. I totally understand that CapEx is more related to Azure revenue in the near term, but at some point, we've got to see some revenue showing up in Copilot or in agents in some ways on the application side in order to fund all the CapEx that's going on the AI front. I think that's probably where the biggest risk is, and it's mostly just a timing mismatch.
Joel, how long does Microsoft have to show that its customers, businesses, are getting the needed AI productivity out of the cloud infrastructure they're offering?
Although I respect his research, we think that the CapEx is a huge barrier to entry. They are capacity constrained, and they need to build for the demand environment that's out there. And you're seeing them doing it, and they're seeing the fruits of the labor now. And we're going to see Azure growth accelerate right now in terms of customers. Accenture's on record of saying that they're rolling out 200,000 seats. They're going to go to 300,000 seats, and it's out there that they may sign their first million-seat customer for Microsoft Copilot. They've got 70% of the Fortune 500 or 75% of the Fortune 500 using their AI products. And we think now is where the rubber meets the road, where you're going to see not only acceleration, but margin expansion as well.
Jackson, what would make you more bullish on Microsoft right now?
Let's see. I mean, honestly, if what Joel says actually plays out or comes to fruition, maybe in the shorter term rather than the longer term, yeah, that would definitely make me bullish. Certainly, this most recent quarter made me feel a little bit more bullish. We downgraded prior to the company's best quarter in like 3 to 5 years. So when you mentioned, we look pretty foolish on that downgrade. Certainly, this most recent quarter makes us look that way. So I think that if we start to see non-Azure AI revenue really pick up, and if some of these Copilot and agentic trials and tests go into implementation and turning into revenue, yeah, that would definitely make me feel more bullish. The other thing that I think might be, I don't know about misunderstood, but maybe underappreciated, is that we continue to look at Microsoft mostly on a price to earnings basis. And I think that we're going to start to see some of these CapEx numbers catch up to the EPS growth that's factored into sell side in the next couple of years.
Okay, something to watch in earnings reports that we always get here in overtime. Joel, OpenAI, it seems to be growing ever more octopus tentacles and stretching out into partnerships with other companies and moving beyond Microsoft. How much is Microsoft's success attached to that company?
It's clearly a very key partnership, and as it's been well reported, that Microsoft has a pretty big stake in OpenAI, and so they'll continue to get revenue from them. But I think what Microsoft has done is done a good job in diversifying. They've got partnerships with SAP and others that in terms of trying to diversify where they're getting their revenue from and being less dependent on OpenAI, and they're also building their own models. Again, I think one of the reasons why the CapEx number, as I consider it a barrier to entry, is so high is because they need to be able to supply to OpenAI, who, as you have said, is growing exponentially at this point. The key differentiator from an AI perspective, and this is why they are a leader, Microsoft is a leader in the AI, is not only growth, but profitability. Remember, they're able to show 68% gross margins at scale in AI workloads, and they've got 37% operating margins. So it's growth and profitability. A lot of these other companies that you're mentioning, where they're growing very fast, we have yet to see what kind of profits they can actually deliver at the end of the day. And Microsoft is delivering both of those at scale.